Hey, we got a special one for you in the studio today for the Just Like That, Only Different podcast. I've got Garrett Campbell in the house building a $1 billion company. What does that take? Well, you're going to find out. Stay tuned. All right, we are back for another episode of Just Like That, Only Different, live from Nashville, Tennessee. I have Garrett Campbell in the studio today. Really excited for this one. Number one, you're a young gun. Number two, you're doing something big, which that's what we're all about here, is doing something big, and love seeing young entrepreneurs just do big things. So we're gonna unpack everything, get into it today. Let's take it back though. Let's rewind.
We got some history.
It's crazy because this is the first time we met in person.
Yeah.
And we grew up, 45 minutes away from each other?
What? Yeah, 45 minutes.
45 minutes away from each other. So I'm from this small town of Sherman, Illinois. And Garrett, your story, you tell it. Where are you from and how did you grow up? And just talk to us about Garrett growing up as a young fellow.
Yeah, I'm from Carlinville, Illinois. So normally a town no one knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
the Ponies.
Yeah, 5,000, 6,000 people, Carlinville Cavaliers.
It's the Cavaliers. I said
Cavaliers.
Ponies. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot better than
We're
Ponies.
a tougher name than that.
That's a lot better than Is it JFL Ponies?
So JFL is like I don't know, Cavies, Cavaliers?
Okay, Cavies.
Some version of that.
Cavies.
It used to be called the Sabres.
I remember when you guys come out, I was like, the Cavies. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
But grew up in a small town, middle class. Like my dad does construction. My mom's a preschool teacher. And my whole dad's side of the family is super entrepreneurial. And I think I was just always wired that way. So started working in like 4th grade, 5th grade, mowing lawns and all types of different stuff like that. And just always had a knack for entrepreneurship and doing scrappy things. Always was great at sales, and I've been selling and knocking doors in my hometown and everything from a very, very young age. So it's a good humble upbringing, small town vibe. So
well, I don't want to skip over that because that reminds me of my childhood. I was like, I had a paddle boat and I was charging people to get across the lake. Right? So you're
Nice.
As a young kid, you're trying to flip a buck, right? Like you're motivated by money, would you say? As a young kid?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know. I wanted a video game, and my parents were like, "Oh no, you don't need that." And I was like, "Well, if I pay for it, I can."
Yeah.
So I would go when there's a snow day. Everyone's like, "Oh, I can go hang out," and I was like, "I'm knocking doors. I'm gonna go." I would literally shovel an old person's driveway, and then I'd knock on the door and say, "Hey, by the way, it's done." And they're like, "We got to pay you." So they'd give me $40.
What age did that start? You think?
4th grade is when I started mowing lawns and doing landscaping. So I'd do that every single summer. And then when it'd snow, I'm like, well, dang, I'm about out of money. So what am I going to do here? So when it was cold, that's what I'd start doing. So probably 10 years old, 11 years old.
So you found out at an early age, like, hey, if I go hustle, I can get what I need, get what I want.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. So 4th grade, you're hustling, you're mowing, you're doing all these different things. How were you growing up? Schools, sports? I know you were a football guy. You played football, but like, what were your passions? What were the things that you were involved in growing up?
Yeah, I've always just had an extremely addictive personality, which can be used for good or for bad. And I channeled that into the good stuff.
Yeah.
So sports was my insane passion. So I played football, basketball, baseball. Like baseball, I played at a pretty high level from a pretty young age. And that was my obsession. So it's like, okay, we're going to eat the cleanest foods. We're going to take all the protein we can. We're going to start lifting like crazy, running like crazy. And that was where I channeled all that. And then when I know we're skipping some chapters, but when I went into college, I was like, I'm not playing sports. So I'm like, where do I put all this? And I just kind of felt lost for a year or so.
You are skipping chapters. We're going to pull you back.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back.
So you channeled that addictive personality into just being the best version of yourself, like positive things growing up.
Yeah.
And were you doing football? Like you did football, any other sports?
Basketball, baseball.
Okay.
Yep.
So you did all 3 seasons.
I did everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And were you a pretty good athlete?
Yeah.
All sports?
Freshman through senior year, I was starting baseball.
All conference, all state, all that stuff?
Yeah. We went to state my junior year. Thanks to Williamsville.
Yeah.
But no, I was great at all 3 sports. Basketball, I was good, but I wasn't best of the team. Baseball and football, I was definitely up there. So.
Well, I mean, I think that's important because we're going to talk about what you're doing now, which is something big.
Yeah.
And I mean, success leaves clues, right? I mean, this has just been a history of Garrett having success year over year over year and being the best and being driven and having all these motivations.
Yeah.
And real quick story, we're going to touch on that. So when I was coaching high school football, so that would have been, what year was that?
It's my junior year. It's probably 2017.
2017. Yep, that would have been the last year. That was the last game that I coached.
Oh, wow.
In high school. Yep. So Garrett, you had me coach my last game. But long story short, Garrett was playing at that time.
Yeah.
And I was coaching for the first time. I feel old. I was coaching high school football for the Winslow Bullets. You were playing. You guys won that game, went on to play in the state championship. Did you win or lose?
We got wrecked.
By who?
What
Byron?
was it? Immaculate Conception.
Oh, yeah. They shouldn't be playing down there. Yeah.
They got like 30 D1 commits. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yep. So, I remember that team. You guys were awesome. You guys had such good special teams unit, too.
Yeah.
You guys did crazy kickoffs every time.
Crazy stuff, special teams.
Yeah. Because I was a special teams coordinator. So I just remember preparing for you guys. I'm like, this was freaking terrible.
Yeah, we'd ruin people's lives on special teams.
But we won the special teams that game. If you go back to watch tape, we won the special teams. Let's make sure.
I'll go back on Huddle.
Yeah. Huddle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So awesome. So growing up, what about school? Were you a good student?
Yeah, I was I had straight A's, an occasional B+ or 2.
Yeah.
My mom was a teacher, so she's like, "You're going to be on this stuff." So
was she a teacher at your school?
No, nearby.
What school?
At North Mac.
Yeah, Burden North Mac.
So she spent her 30, 40 years of her career there.
Yeah.
I was always phenomenal at school. I think I learned some entrepreneurship and delegation in school as well.
Explain that. What do you mean by that?
I'd kind of float every social circle. So, I knew the athletes, I knew all the smart people, I was in all the AP classes. Like when I went to college, I was like automatically a sophomore from college credits and stuff. But, you make friends with smart kids, suddenly, homework and tests get a little bit easier. Yeah. So I had some little employees, doing my homework and stuff for me.
Post Malone says you had some help.
I had some help, a whole lot of help.
Yeah.
So
we're going like to that, what's that movie where he's like, he pays people to do so you were like paying people to do your testing in school?
Oh, no. That was all free.
That was all free? But were you like bargaining or trading things?
Yeah.
Do I want to know what you were trading? Are you allowed to say?
No, nothing crazy. No. It wasn't any bargaining. It was just, the bargain was social connection.
Okay, so you were connecting people in exchange for like, hey, do my test or whatever. Like, can you go into that at all? I don't.
Yeah, I'd partner up in class, and I have my smart people I'm friends with.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't have the most friends in school or whatever, and I was just super nice to them. High school,
okay. Yeah.
Super nice to them, take care of them, help any way that I can, and naturally they give me some answers and stuff here and there. I was really good at math, so I was getting paid to do people's homework for that.
Yeah.
I was just. I liked allocating time to the things that I was good at.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put all my time and attention into sports, and I just saw homework as like a dumb thing that I was forced to do. Then I just knew how to cheat the system. I'm like, if the output that I need here is just an A+, like I get the homework done, I do the tests, I do the whatever, but
Check the boxes.
I'm not cranking out 4 hours studying every single night.
Yeah.
So I got a little scrappy with it.
But it sounds like you were just an overall connector and just were you life of the party, it sounds like?
A little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. Like
a little wild phase.
Yeah, but you had like you were able to connect with anybody, right?
Yeah.
You have that person of interest skill where you're able to connect with a lot of different personalities
100%.
and resonate with people and kind of be different in different spots when you need to. So a really great trait to have, and it sounds like genuine. Would you call yourself genuine? I hope.
Yeah, genuine, down to earth.
Not that you're going to say no.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
not. No, I think the small town vibe definitely helps with.
Yeah.
Meeting with, big people in big cities and different stuff like that. They're like, you're like super down to earth. Like, why are you doing this nice thing for me? Like, you're not getting anything in exchange.
That's the Midwestern deal. Yeah, that's Central Illinois small time. That's where we grew up. I feel like that's the one thing. I live down here in the big city of Nashville, and like, you just can't remove the small city, small town values out of somebody, in my opinion.
You can take the guy out of the small town, but not the small town out of the guy.
Exactly. Sounds like a country song.
Right.
Okay, so pretty good high school life, pretty good upbringing. Did you have any issues as a kid?
No.
Any challenges for Garrett growing up? 18 and under.
My parents were super, down to earth, great people. Like I definitely understood what, financial struggle was like. My parents both grew up in trailers, had maybe an alcoholic dad, abusive dad. My grandparents, not my dad. My dad was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the nice, shiny things. And they were embarrassed about that as kids. So when they were adults,
your parents?
They grew up, super poor, in both sides of the family. So they're like, all right, we're going to give our kids a nice house, a nice car. So they're not embarrassed about bringing their friends over. But how I saw that manifest was, the 29th, 30th of the month, tension's high in the house. We got bills to pay. We're super stressed out. We got a mortgage we could barely pay for. We got to take out a loan to pay the mortgage. And I just saw the sense of like financial anxiety. And I was like, I don't want that. I don't care if I have the shiny thing. I want to make sure I got $1 million in the bank. You know what I mean?
So that's motivated you today, how you grew up there?
Yeah, there was just, always tension towards the end of the month. And I'm like, how do I make that not happen?
Around finances, specifically.
Yeah.
And I was, and most of the podcasts I talk about this, is I was trained by one of the best speaking coaches in the country. And he talks about ages 9 through 13 are some of the most influential ages of your life. And you usually have a lighthouse or a foghorn being a negative experience or a positive, not experience, person. These are people.
Yeah.
So positive people, negative people. It sounds like you had all positive people in your life growing up, or is there any negative influences all that you can think back at?
I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, kids in school talk shit, so I'm sure there's
no, I'm just saying, like, in terms of people that shaped you, it sounds like these were all positive experiences that shaped you to who you are today.
Yeah.
It's not like this negative experience made you who you are today.
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So it sounds like a great upbringing, but I think that's really important for you to acknowledge that and unpack that the financial, you saw that as a young kid. You saw the financial turmoil, and that motivated you to, like, I don't want to be in this position.
Yeah.
And probably drove you a little bit at a young age to go flip a buck and make your own money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, actually, I did a session with like a financial therapist to
Yeah.
uncover these like money beliefs that stem from like early childhood. And she basically went through this exercise of like, if I am successful, I am what? If you are this, then you are what?
Yeah.
And you kind of come back to like, what is the answer that it comes back to? And it basically came down to, for me, like, if I don't make money, I am worthless. So it's like, that's kind of where that core stems from. And once you unpack that, I just found these limiting beliefs that stem from, childhood in the world of money, which helped me a ton, grow as a business owner. So
yeah. So you were fast forwarding here. You said you went to college, right?
Yep, I did 2 years. I went to college for chiropractic, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Not exactly a chiropractor.
And you dropped out?
Yeah,
what
I dropped
school
out
was it?
my sophomore year. Illinois State University.
Oh yeah, ISU. Yeah, the Redbirds.
Yeah.
And then where did this first itch of entrepreneurship, or like what was your first job after that?
Yeah.
What was your first real job? Let's go back a little bit. What was your first, not mowing, not snow plowing.
Sure.
What was your first real job?
Yeah, my first, let's say, real job. I mean, lightly touch on this. In high school, there was a grant with a nearby school to where they'd sell the MacBooks for $300 a pop. They're only a year old, so I'd buy every one they'd allow me to buy at 16 years old.
You were flipping at 16?
Oh yeah, I'd buy a MacBook for $300 and sell it for $1,000. I'd buy 10 of them, and I'm like, this is way better than mowing lawns all day. I can make triple the money and not do shit.
So how much money did you have in the bank as a high school kid?
$5,000. Which was crazy rich and being 17 years old.
Oh yeah.
Paid for my first car in cash, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then in college, I was like, okay, I'm paying for all my own college. I had some, I was good at school, so I had some scholarships and stuff. But I'm like, all these Chicago kids are looking for the best and newest cool shoes. So I started flipping like Jordans and Yeezys and those like niche collectible, hard to find shoes. Like Kanye West made one shoe with Nike before he moved to Adidas, called Red October. Bought them for $4,000, sold them for $7,000 in a couple days. So I was flipping shoes, but the first like real job, to answer your question, was a sales job for a sales agency out of Toronto.
But I'm way more interested in the flipping right now.
Oh yeah.
So 16 to how long were you flipping?
I flipped computers. It was only a once a year thing when they'd offload them. So I did that.
But then the shoes and the Yeezys and all that stuff, when was that?
Yeah, so that was about when I was ready to drop out. So early sophomore year of college. I had $11,000 or so in debt from college, student loans and stuff. So I'm like, all right, like what can I do to give me some spending money and also like pay this shit off, because I don't want to be in debt. That's terrifying. So within 4 months, I made $15,000 flipping shoes, apart from my expenses and yada yada yada. Like saved up $15,000 and paid off my student loans. And I'm like, if I did this in 4 months, like, what am I doing here? I think the sales and entrepreneurship is my world. Like, I think something needs to happen here. So that's when I.
So you had like you started like seeing these light bulbs, like, hey, I'm really good at this, and I can fend for myself. I can eat what I kill type deal. Yeah. And you were out there flipping, and you accumulated like $15,000 while you're in college. Yeah. Yep. And that was the reason you left, because you said, hey, this is not where I'm meant to be. Like, I'm meant to go do something else. Yeah, and also I think just, going to college and having aspirations of being a chiropractor my entire life, I'm like. Yeah, why chiropractor? I'd been adjusted, since birth from a chiropractor is like always something really helpful. Didn't have any crazy back problems. It's just like kind of a maintenance thing. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm big into fitness. I've never done that. I can do it. It's awesome. I highly recommend. But I'm like, these people come in with a problem. They don't feel good. They're in pain. It hurts them to walk. It hurts them to tie their shoes. They come out here smiling and thanking this guy about how he's made their daily life so much easier. And
these guys also make about $250,000 a year. Like, this seems like a hell of a life.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 rich guys in my small hometown, and one of them was a chiropractor. It's now a mentor of mine that's, he's a private guy, but a good chunk. He's doing well.
Yeah. Okay. So you left college, but you would say because like, hey, change of heart and is that mostly
I think just the people in my environment, they were just partying.
Were you partying in college?
Yeah, I was partying like crazy. I didn't have anywhere to channel that energy.
You were addicted to being the best partier.
Yeah, I was striving for greatness.
Yeah.
So I channeled all that energy I couldn't put towards.
Did you ever go to Six Strings?
Oh yeah,
Country bar?
The little karaoke bar. Yeah. Went there a time
and
or two.
Mulligans?
Mulligans, Chasers.
I was gonna say Mulligans definitely. I knew was gonna stand out because that's the Long Island iced teas. That's where you go for the nightcap and you're done.
$5 iced tea.
Done.
Game changer.
Done. Okay, so Garrett's partying hard. He's flipping shoes. He's got 15 grand in the bank, and he says, "Peace, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Then what happens?
So I was like, okay, I'm flipping these shoes, so clearly I'm good at sales. But I might buy a pair of shoes and they're fake, and I lose a couple grand, and there's some whatever. Not a sustainable business to run.
It's not all. You're not always making money.
Not all sunshine and rainbows. You make everything, lose everything a couple times.
How'd you not know they're fake?
There's some damn good fakes out there.
But then how does somebody spot if they're fake? Because
there's an app, a software called CoachG.
Yeah.
And you like scan the shoe, and it's like, oh, this one lace is off. This was fake, and it was made in China.
Wow.
There's a couple times I bought a pair of shoes for $4 or $5 grand, and they were fake. And I'm like, well, that's my whole savings.
Yeah.
And now I can't go buy inventory. But anywho, so I was like, okay, this is not a sustainable future. I'm dropping out of college. I can't sell shoes my whole life. And then right around then, my girlfriend, now fiance, soon to be wife, was in network marketing, and she's like, hey, there's this like sales trainer dude, like you should just like listen.
Let's back up real quick. Where'd you meet so this is before she was your girlfriend?
Yeah, we'd started dating
at
my
ISU?
Sophomore year of college
at
ISU, and getting married in 2 months now. So
okay, so you started dating then.
Yeah.
Then you drop out of college, but you stay there?
Yeah.
You stay in Bloomington?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had a little bit of COVID in there, so
that was COVID time.
I met her 3 weeks before COVID hit. So
no kidding.
I had to go to my hometown because you couldn't be on college campus. She had to go to her hometown closer to Chicago.
Yeah.
So like 4 hours apart.
Pen pals, Zoom.
Yeah, right. Whole lot of that, whole lot of FaceTime and texting and Snapchatting. But then once COVID.
Do you feel like COVID had a lot to do with you dropping out?
Yeah.
That was it?
I was 99% there, and they're like, hey, you're gonna have to pay the full price, and then you're gonna do Zoom calls in your hometown. And I'm
holy crap,
get out of here. I'm done.
Yeah.
I was already done. Now I'm really done.
Yeah. I never thought about that. I wonder how many people dropped out because of COVID.
So many
had to be ridiculous.
Businesses have been created from people hitting COVID and being like, what do I do all this time?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting too. So you meet your girl at that time.
Yeah.
You're dropped out of school. Take me back.
Yep. So I'm sitting there, I'd flipped some shoes. I'm like, all right, this isn't sustainable. She's like, hey, you should listen to the sales trainer guy. His name's Daniel G. So shout out Daniel G.
Oh yeah, we love him.
Oh, yeah, Daniel's awesome. So I worked for him. That was my first official sales job.
I didn't know that. Like, like the Daniel G, like the bajillions of followers and all that? Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
He had a...
Cool. What were you doing for him? Sales?
Sales.
Yeah.
So he had a sales agency, so, he'd sell.
How many employees does he have? Crap ton. He's pretty big, right?
Yeah. I mean, there were...
He's bigger than Miner and
there were
all those guys, right?
200-300 sales reps 5 years ago.
And he just sells sales training, right? Essentially.
He sells sales training, but he doesn't ever publicize this. He has a whole sales agency.
Yeah.
So he'll become an outsourced sales team, get 20% commission on every sale, and then pays out commission only to all the sales guys like me.
Yeah.
10% or 12%
So that's what you were
or whatever,
doing.
And then he gets the overrides essentially. I was selling for a variety of different people. They'd lose an account, I'd move to a new account. I did a couple million in sales, for them.
Remote?
All remote. I was about to move to Toronto, but
is that where they're at?
Yeah, Toronto is their home base. I think he's in Miami now.
Yeah.
But thank God to COVID, I didn't have to move to Canada. So
yeah. So you're selling there for how long?
Probably 9 months, 12 months or so.
9 months, and talk to me about the skills that you learned there.
Oh my God.
I want to know the experience. Take me into you're working for Daniel G. He's one of the best sales trainers in the world. Talk to me more about what you learned and what was that experience like?
Yeah, sales training was phenomenal. I cannot say it was a phenomenal sales rep call one.
Talk to me about sales training. Did you train every day? What was that like?
Yeah, we trained a good amount. First, onboarding was Daniel being Daniel. And, training, crazy high energy, yelling, screaming, spitting out the camera, but phenomenal, just extremely simplistic, dumbed down, he's hiring college kids out here. So super dumbed down, here's a little analogy, this is how it works. So learned kind of the basis of, how I sold way back then, which is probably.
What were you selling?
Predominantly for influencers and different stuff like that. So I sold for Ty Lopez, the sitting here in my garage guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That was my.
I saw one of his ads the other night, and he's like, "I ran 100 million ads. It's got to be really interesting." And I'm like, "This isn't interesting, but for some reason I'm watching it." Like,
he's a master at marketing.
Yeah.
So I was selling his like SMMA, coaching program, and some different stuff like that. So put a couple million in Ty's pocket, and sold for different people. And Daniel's a phenomenal guy. I just decided to kind of part ways with the agency. And then I just started selling for teams kind of separately. So I started selling for this company that they basically provide SBA loans in the peak of COVID.
Yeah.
But most business owners, like roofing company, movie production company, different blue collar businesses that are just capital intensive, they just go, when they needed capital, they would go to their bank and say, "Hey, can you get me an SBA loan? I need $2 million.
Yeah.
And they'd say no. And they're like, "Oh, well, I can't get an SBA loan." So we would have a $10,000 consulting fee to where we had a network of all these different SBA lenders or just different loan lenders, kind of B2B lending in general. So long story short, we basically sell a $10,000 consulting fee, and then we'd get a referral commission from that lender. So we're just sending them a boatload of business. So
how much would you take home out of that?
I'd get 10% commission on the 10 grand, and then sometimes they give us a little kickback on the referral commission.
Yeah.
Percentage of that referral commission.
And what were you making at the at Daniel G's agency? Like,
I was making anywhere from like 6 to like 10 grand a month. I'd cover like 12 grand a month.
Yeah. Was it a flat percentage fee though?
10% commission, no salary.
Yeah.
I've never had a salary.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm used to, is eat what you kill.
Yeah.
So learned a ton about sales there. That company, I was doing 20, 30 grand a month. And what was interesting is they had like a fractional sales manager there. So he'd do fractional sales management for other teams as well. So he wasn't as on it, with that team. And I was closing at, not to pat myself on the back too hard and break my hand here, but I was closing at 50, 60% close rates B2B, which is wild.
Yeah.
And most of the other reps were closing like 30%, 35%, 25%. And the business owner is like, "Hey dude, this, you don't use our scripts or any of our sales process. You are freestyling everything, and normally I'd yell at you, but your numbers are too damn good too.
Yeah. Can
you just tell the reps what you got going on? Like, do you have your own script?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I made one. I read that script and I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
If you want to fire me, fire me." And so I started coaching the rest of the team, and we were doing.
Were you getting compensated for that? No.
I was just like, I also want some competition here. Like, being number one isn't fun when number two is 100 grand behind me.
Yeah.
So I would. And
how many reps were there?
Probably 5 reps on the team when I first came on. And then I started coaching the rest of the team. The rest of the team average close rate went from 30-ish% to like 45, 50 when I started training the rest of the guys, and went from a couple $100 grand a month to 1.5 million a month. They did some other stuff, increase ad spend, whatever. I didn't put the whole business on my back, but me coaching the reps increased the close rate drastically.
Yeah.
And I was getting my sales commissions.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I'd crossed 8 million in sales at that point as a sales rep, made a hell of a lot in commission. But I'm like, I didn't get any upside for coaching this whole team and revamping this entire sales process.
Right.
So that's kind of when I ventured off and just did some freelance sales consulting. I was posting on Twitter like, "Oh, I tweaked the sales process here and this thing happened, and I did this and this thing happened." And I had a bunch of DMs flooding me of like, "Hey, can you like help our sales team? Can you get me a sales rep? Can you sell for my team? Can you like look at my script and change some stuff? Can you do sales consulting?"
Was Twitter always working like that? I don't feel like that's the platform that people slide into the DMs like that.
There's this little, the money Twitter community will love me for this one. It's a little shout out. So there's this little pocket of Twitter called Money Twitter.
Yeah.
And all these guys were just super vocal about what they had going on.
Yeah.
So I'd go on Twitter Spaces like every day when I was done working. I'm just like, "What's going on? Like, what are you guys up to? This is what I'm doing. This is what you're doing."
Yeah.
So I had no intention of doing anything. I was just like, I want to meet cool people. Like, I'm a sales rep here. Like, I want to run a business eventually.
Yeah.
So I just sharing what I had going on, and then I was 12, 14-hour days, 6, 7 days a week for a good, couple years of being a sales rep. And then I was getting flooded with DMs, people trying to give me money, and I was like, delete. Like, I'm trying
money for training.
Yeah. I was making 30 grand a month. Like, I'm like, this is the life. Like, I grew up in little old Carlinville. Like, 30 grand a month is insanity. I'm not doing anything besides this or jeopardizing that. And then I was like, let's see what's going on over here. Like, I'm ignoring a hell of a lot of people trying to give me money. I was a little like right into butted heads slightly with some of the leadership team over there. I was like, let's just see what's going on over here. I put my calendar at half capacity, took some calls with some of these people. I was kind of slinging deals. I'm like,
Yeah.
you want a sales script? You want a sales guide? You want me to train your sales team? Like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then that first month I made like 42 grand on the side.
Just consulting?
Sales consulting and placing reps, doing some recruiting, you know, all types of different stuff. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. On top of money you're still making over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're doing 50, 60 grand a month at this point.
Yeah. And that was month one. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the risk. And my parents thought I was psycho. They're like, you got this staple job, you're making 30 grand a month. I'm like, there's stability in sales and being a commission only if you're a damn good salesperson. But, you know, being a business owner is really what I wanted to do. So that's when I left the sales role and kept doing this freelance sales consulting stuff. And it evolved into my last sales recruiting and trading business. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And go into that for me. So you started your own sales recruiting and training business.
Yeah.
Okay. What year was that?
I ran that for 3.5 years.
But that was just a product of what was happening organically, it sounded like.
Yeah.
Just from all these people flooding you, you're like, hey, I'm going to start. So you started your own business, sales, training, recruiting, all those different things. What was the name of it?
Hire Sales Reps IO.
Okay. Say that again slower. You
Hire
talk
Sales
fast
Reps.
sometimes.
HireSalesReps.io.
HireSalesReps.io. So, and then you have the Dialer.io right now. Was that copying off you essentially?
No. Dialer.io is separate dialing software.
No, I know that, but was that around before or after?
Dialer.io, that came out probably 2 years ago.
Why .io? What does .io mean? I guess that's what I'm really trying to ask.
I couldn't even tell you. HireSalesReps.com was taken, but
Yeah.
we place salesreps.com, we place salespeople.com, hiresalespeople.com, hiresalesreps.io.
Yeah.
Hiresalesreps.io got taken when we got acquired. So, but that's
So
okay.
then, just walk me through that. So it's you and who else? Did you just start this thing on your own and then
started
what?
this thing on my own.
Yeah. Then what?
And I was like, okay, I'm doing some fractional, the focus is important. So I'm writing a sales script for a guy. I'm placing a sales rep for a guy. I'm doing fractional sales management for some people.
Yeah.
I'm training entire sales teams. I'm
So
training
you're just
CEOs.
remote, just running and gunning all day long.
I was saying yes to everything.
Where were you living at this point?
Bloomington, Illinois.
Still Bloomington.
So, dude, my whole living expenses was $1,000 a month. I would buy 20 Jack's pizzas and the strongest black coffee we could find. And
what were you doing with all this cash?
Saving.
I mean, how much money did you save up at that point in time?
About 150, 200 grand saved up.
So you had 200 grand cash in your bank.
Yeah. That was if we want to talk about the ages 9 to 13 really shape you.
Yeah.
That was like fear mode of
save.
This might end.
Yeah.
So I need to just stack cash and I would
that makes complete sense. So
you're
you're just saving and stacking all this cash. You got 200 grand in the bank and you're eating Jack's pizza, black coffee, and living in an apartment under
living like a college kid.
Yeah, living like a college kid. Did you get a nice car? Did you buy did you buy anything? Do you ever treat yourself?
I'd get a DoorDash hibachi occasionally.
Hibachi. So that's your idea of treating yourself at that time.
At that time, yeah. And I was just like, had a little Dave Ramsey in my ear, and I was like, all right, we're just gonna stack as much cash as physically possible, so I never. Have to
was there a purpose to that though? Like, did you know you were gonna do something, or you just out of fear, like you said, it was
just a fear thing.
Okay. That's important to talk about. Good. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's good to acknowledge that.
I ended up moving to Miami, and that's where.
Okay, we're getting there.
That was
cool.
That was my splurge for
sure.
Cool.
Okay. So, I did not know you went to Miami. So
lived there for a little
you're
bit.
building this company. It's just you. Did you ever hire anybody?
Oh yeah, we had a team of 15.
You had a team of 15, and they were just what was their job?
We had salespeople, sales manager, client success managers, someone leading client success.
But a lot of other sales reps or people.
Operations. Yeah.
But you were doing the main like coaching, training, placement, or how many people were like you?
Yeah, so we had client success managers and sales trainers on the back end. We had sales recruiters that were connecting the sales reps to the businesses that we were staffing.
So went from you to 15. Did you have any partners?
My fiance the last year came in as a 50-50 partner before we got acquired. But she's a badass. She was managing sales teams, took a team to the Inc. 5000. Phenomenal salesperson. I got her placed in a role, and she went from appointment setter to closer to sales manager, the whole shebang. So she came in as a partner.
And I would have asked you this, but Travis already told me her role right now. She's an influencer for different things, or what's her main
so she
thing?
runs a business called Seeking Leverage.
Yeah.
She's an influencer, at heart. She kicks ass at content. So she does brand deals with Pantene and Red Bull and all these big makeup companies, and different stuff like that. Music festivals. So that's what she does.
And you met in college. How did she get to that point?
Yeah, I mean, way back in college, she was doing like, she was working with Monat. So it's like a hair and skincare, company, like network marketing company. So she was doing that. And I think what attracted me to her was just like, she had a crazy growth mindset. Like she'd have Post-it notes of affirmations all over her room. And I'm like, this is kick-ass. And I've not seen this anywhere. So.
And it sounds, you guys both have that same driver.
Mindset.
It seems like you both are drivers, it sounds like.
Yeah.
With two drivers together, that can be dangerous at times. So that's interesting.
And she's Latina, so.
Yeah. Sprinkle that in. Yeah. Okay, so you built a team of 15.
Yeah.
This is what year? It's a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, not too long ago.
What, 2-3 years ago?
2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're in Bloomington. You said you moved to Miami. I'm missing a gap here.
Yep.
It's just you. Then there's 15. What happens in the middle of there?
Yeah. So, we got to, did 40 grand our first month. We got past 100 grand a month. And I was like, all right, things are breaking here. I need to hire some people. I need to learn how to hire and build a whole team. So hired a client success manager to help me continue to be Garrett and market and sell.
While you're eating Jack's Pizza still.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, all right, maybe we can get a steak here and there. But no, so hired someone for fulfillment, hired some operations people. I found out what the word operations was, which is pretty dang important. And then just kind of started replacing myself in every department. And I'm like, okay, I can have way more leverage as I get
How old are you now at that time, 23?
21, 22.
So you're building out a full team, operations, all these different things at 21, 22 years old.
Yeah. And then, I started making friends with the people in Bloomington. There's some heavy hitters there, but I'm friends with 55-year-old dude that does real estate and, owns a restaurant. I'm friends with some gym owners and, I'm talking about, business stuff. And I'm like, I'm making more money than you guys a month. And I'm 21, 22 years old, like still wealth of knowledge to learn from people, older than you, but numbers are numbers. And,
it's hard to take advice from people that are doing less than you at times. There's no doubt about
100%. It. Like value from, years of experience and stuff. But I'm like, I'm kind of a big fish in a small pond here, and I need to go somewhere that I'm a microscopic fish in an ocean. You know what I mean? Like so I just kind of traveled the whole U.S. in a couple different countries, and I'm like, where do I feel the most?
So you started spending some money, sounds like.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just started traveling with your fiance?
Yep.
You guys started traveling the world?
Yep.
Like where else did you go?
Yeah, I mean, a lot in the U.S. We went to, Scottsdale. We went to La Jolla.
Okay, so domestically, you traveled domestically.
Yeah. We went to Puerto Rico. We went to Mexico.
Yeah.
Went to.
But were you just trying to figure stuff out? Like you got some cash. You're just trying to figure stuff out, or what?
I was kind of just like, where am I going to plant my flag?
Yeah.
I was like,
you knew it wasn't going to be Bloomington, Illinois.
No, it definitely wasn't going to be Carlinville either. So.
Which I know both those places, and for the audience listening, I mean, those are two very rural areas, small towns. Like you got these big dreams. It sounds like so you needed to get out.
Yeah. I'm like, who's doing big stuff and is talking about it that I can learn from, get in their circle. If you're the average of the 5 friends spend the most time around, and I'm like, I'm hanging out with college kids and, some business owners and stuff here and there, but I need to go somewhere that really challenges me.
But you are 21 or 22 years old. It's just, there's not a lot of people that are doing what you're doing at your age around you. I mean,
I felt like a psycho.
I mean, you had to feel out of place at times.
Yeah. I was like, I did like downplay who I am and dumb myself down.
Yeah, I mean,
to have friends.
That hits me hard because I feel like I still have to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like I still have to do that. And that's one of the toughest things is like we said, I could sit here and talk business all day long.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to do that.
No.
And that's hard for me sometimes to like kind of like
I can't
close
shut
off who you are.
Yeah.
Right. And that is what I still feel to that day. I don't think that's ever going to leave you.
No.
Okay. So you're getting out, you're going around.
Yep. So I went to a bunch of different cities. Miami, we just really gravitated to. I knew some people over there and running a sales recruiting business. I'm like, a lot of our client base lives in this city. So this just makes sense to be where the action's happening.
This is where?
Miami.
You hear that song, Morgan Wallen? Miami. Yeah. play that in the YouTube, Keegan.
Yeah, little splash of audio.
Yeah.
But so moved there and balled out in a little apartment. I'm like, I got too much.
You got a high rise?
Yeah, of course.
Of course you did. Yeah.
Yeah, we went for it.
How much did that cost a month in Miami?
$4 or $5 grand a month.
Oh, nothing. You got a bunch of 100 millis in your bank.
I got years of rent. We're good.
Yeah. Babe, we're good. I've been saving for this moment.
Yeah, we got $250,000 in the bank. We're fine.
You probably did have around that at that time, so you felt good about that.
Yeah.
You felt confident enough in yourself that you were going to make more money anyway, right?
Yeah, 100%.
At that time, do you feel like the fear was starting to leave you and the confidence of like, hey, I'm just going to make more money?
Interesting enough, like to the opposite extreme. I'm like, I'll never have to worry about money again. So I'm like, I wasn't doing finances with the business. I'm like, we need to hire more people, people. We need to spend more on ads, we'll spend more on ads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we are not profitable. Okay, we got to figure out some finance department here. So, we had some unprofitable months, and I had to kind of learn how money worked a little bit.
Yeah.
We went down in the bank some, but good, being a dumb 22-year-old kid in Miami. So
yeah, I mean, we're going to get into Objectionly here that I've invested in, but it's like from an investor standpoint, like hearing this, it's like, okay, he's built a team.
Yep. He's
had some of these issues that business owners have. Like,
yeah.
From an investor standpoint, I'm liking what I'm hearing. Let's go.
Yep.
Probably should have asked these questions before. But okay.
Yeah.
So you're in Miami. You're in the high rise. What's going on?
Yeah. So scaling the business. And what's crazy to me is, mentioning Objectionly, I have in my journal, my notebook, 2022, be like, I think I hate the business I run, and I want to do this thing. I think I'm going to call it like role play AI or something.
So you're already onto this.
Yeah. And I was like, these salespeople don't fill out their intraday reports, and like I can't listen to all these sales calls. I'm like, what if there was some AIs, kind of like ChatGPT is starting to be a thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, what if there was some like AI thing that could like listen to these calls and like fill out the intraday reports or something? Like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like Alex Rosie, like focus on one thing, just like hate your life and like grind it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's ignore all distractions. I'm gonna keep doing this. And probably the last 2 years of running that business, I just hated doing it. But just put my head down and I was like, horse blinders on, focus. So yeah, long story short, we were growing. There was some flatlining in there. Expenses getting a little bigger, whatever.
What was top line revenue at this point?
We'd float. Great month, like 175, 150 grand. Bad months, like 100 grand.
Okay, so still a small business overall.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I had moved back or I've never lived in Chicago, but moved to Chicago, the closest big city to both families, after a year and a half or so in Miami. And I had some friends here previously, just from networking and being Garrett and talking everyone's ear off. And then I have some close friends that run very massive software companies, and they're just in my ear of like, dude, we work less than you, and we're making a hell of a lot.
This is in Miami?
In Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you spend some time in Chicago?
So being in Bloomington, Illinois, 2 hours from Chicago, like that's where stuff's happening. So
is that where your fiance's from?
Yeah. Northern suburbs. But yeah.
So you had some networks up there. So go back to that. I think that was great what you were just saying about you had buddies up there and they were saying what?
Yeah, I was just like, I hate the business I run. Like
Why'd you hate it?
I don't know. Like, we had no recurring revenue. So every month you start.
Okay.
This was one-time sales, and it's
big difference there.
40, 50 grand a month in expenses.
Got to go get it again.
And then you're like, God dang, we profited 60 grand this month, and it's like, cool.
Yeah.
June 1st, negative 40.
Yeah.
Like hamster wheel, like go
Gotta
at it
go
again.
Get it again. Yep. Okay.
So, and I was like, dang, this is tough. Like this is frustrating. You have one funky month, ads aren't working as well, and it was frustrating. And I have these friends in my ear that are crazy successful and kicking ass running software companies, and they're like, dude, like you have a software brain. Like this is what you should be doing. And they're talking about their numbers and stuff, which I'll leave out of here, but pretty big operations. Yeah. And they were just, angel in my ear, devil on the other, was like, focus on this. And they were like, hey man, you got a great opportunity over here.
But you had no software background, right?
No. My whole identity was just tied to this business. So,
I mean, sales has kind of been your MO. You're a sales marketing guy.
Yep. Yeah. So, so I was like, okay, is there an out here, like kind of, if I were to do my next thing, kind of what would it be? And then I crank open my journal.
So you're a big journaler too? Have you always been?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah. I'm just crazy ADHD. There's a million thoughts and running at 100 miles an hour in my brain. So that just kind of puke on a page every morning kind of helps me organize what I'm thinking about.
You still do that every day?
Yeah. Cool. Pretty consistently, almost a day or two. But
But
yeah. And then I was like, had a good 4-hour marathon with ChatGPT on, what I should do next. And it's a software company.
It's my favorite. I have these ChatGPT conversations like, it's like my personal therapist.
Oh yeah. So we had a good, 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. ChatGPT little business therapy session on, okay, here's my criteria. We sell to rich people. It's a software company, recurring revenue, has to be related to sales or marketing in some capacity, has to be AI involved, and spit out a bunch of ideas. And I was like, I've thought that before. And I go back to my journal, I'm like, holy shit, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So
at this, what year was this? 2020.
So this was
4.
2
years
ago,
ago,
and a half ago. Yeah.
Okay.
2 years ago.
you sell the company.
Yes.
Okay. You sell. Say the name again.
HireSalesReps.io.
HireSalesReps.io. You sell that.
Yep.
And are you allowed to disclose any of that at all?
Can't say the number, but got acquired by a company called Deal Fuel. They're
Yep.
like a software kind of sales recruiting, hiring platform.
Yep.
So shout out to Devontae. He's a beast.
Yep.
He's been acquiring a couple different sales recruiting companies, acquired mine. So yeah, phenomenal. I was kind of looking for an out. He was looking to do acquisitions, so it just made sense.
Yep.
I already known him and
Got
stuff
a
with
nice
him.
chunk of change though that allowed you to be loose and free and figure your next move out.
Nice chunk of change to pour right into Objectionly. So literally sold that March 31st, April 1st, I incorporated Objectionly. So.
Okay, so you sold that March 31st of 2024 or 2025? 2025, March of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, a year and a half ago.
But you were already thinking about Objectionly before then. You were already planning it and building it. All those things.
Yeah, I had.
So when did Objectionly? When did you start putting? You've already put pen to paper.
Yep.
When did you start taking action on Objectionly?
Second I got the cash from the acquisition, pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah, I was pretty ready to go. Incorporated. My buddy TJ runs a software development agency. So I'd already talked with them about like, how much would this cost to build? How can you kind of take this idea in my head and bring it into reality?
Yep.
So started getting that developed. Pretty much April 1st, I incorporated. Shot him some money to start building this thing. Give me a working kind of prototype of like a rough draft of the product essentially, and then it was a good 4 months of development to get to the make money part.
So now the big moment. I want to separate this. Okay?
Sure.
So maybe if we need to, we just take this little snippet out.
Sure.
So now we're going to lead into Objectionly. We talk about doing big things. Like that's why we're sitting at this table.
100%. Yeah.
You solved a big problem.
Yeah.
A huge problem in my mind. Like Travis, I didn't even know about your product because our sales director came to me and he said, "Hey, there's this thing called Objectionly." I'm like, "What is it?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "It's basically it's AI that'll listen to all of our calls and score our calls and all these different things." And I'm like, "If it'll help our team and increase our revenue per client, increase our close rate, don't care, purchase it." Okay.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little while later, I keep hearing about Objectionly, our team's using it, and I'm not in the weeds there, so I don't really know what's going on. So fast forward, Travis is going to dinner or lunch with you, right?
Yeah, dinner.
Tells me like, "This guy's really sharp. You got to meet him. Like, I really think there's an opportunity there. You got to meet him." So we get on a Zoom call about a month ago, maybe a little longer ago, month and a half ago. And it just started as like a meet and greet. And I thought maybe there'd be some opportunity there. And I just really wanted to see like if we were getting an affiliate from you, wanted to see like what opportunities are there, just get to know each other, put a name to the face.
For sure.
And long story short, we left that meeting. We just said, "Hey, mutually thought there was a bigger opportunity here."
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, this past week, I believe it was Friday, we inked a deal where I made a financial investment in Objectionly and then took a minority stake and have an advisor position in Objectionly. And we've been hanging out now for the last 24 hours and really getting to meet each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And I'm really getting an understanding of what's going on here. And I think it's big. I think it's really big. But I want to hear it from the founder's mouth. Like, what is Objectionly? What's the problem you solve?
Yeah.
And like, I'll be transparent with the audience. Like, you came to me and you said it. I said, "What's the vision?" You said, "It's going to be $1 billion company."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I've heard that before.
Sure.
But then I hear your track record. I see how young you are. I see the things you're doing. And I know the product now. I'm getting behind the scenes view, being on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
And I really think that this is going to be $1 billion company.
Yeah.
So talk to me about Objectionly and all the different things that it solves and does and from your point of view.
So what Objectionly does fundamentally is, sales manager, let's say Medicare sales manager, they got 10 sales reps and he's like, "Dang, I cannot listen to all these calls. Like, I see our close rate or our revenue per client is lower than it should be, but I don't know why, because I can't sit down for 4 hours a day and like listen to all these dang sales calls." So Objectionly, you can essentially integrate with whatever call recording software you use. AI will watch and listen to all the sales calls and figure it out. Why did this appointment not set? Why did this deal not close? What was the objection? It provides coaching feedback on how they could do that better. And that's the core focus, is how can we save time and give time back to sales leaders to identify problems and provide coaching feedback to reps on how they can improve. And then a lot of other cool stuff we have going on. Independent from just seeing the coaching feedback, I'm sure you've told a sales guy, "Hey, do this differently," and they don't do it, or they don't know how to actually do it in a call and like a live rep sitting in front of a prospect. So actually just, last week we released AI role play. So now you can create prospects in different scenarios of sales calls, whether it's an outbound dial or you're closing a deal, and you can generate AI prospects to do AI role play and get reps in, just how your sales team likely does now.
Which is huge. We do role playing every day,
of course,
but you got to get the whole team together, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody sits in the room and they were just, "You do this, you do that." And it's like 30 minutes of wasted time because only one person can go at a time.
Yeah.
Right now, literally everybody's getting instant feedback as soon as the call's done. They know exactly, it pinpoints in the call where it is. You play that little snippet out of there, and then everybody can role play, train every day. And for a company like ours that brings in new reps every day, it's invaluable.
Yeah.
And the bigger the team, the more value it has.
Absolutely.
Right? Because like that's exactly why we took the software, is because we have a couple sales leaders. They got to go find the call recording, analyze the whole damn thing, score it, grade it. Next thing you know, it takes us an hour to review one call. This thing does it in freaking 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Right.
Literally see, okay, this deal didn't close because of a spouse objection. Boom, click play moment. This is where it happened. This was the response. Here's the coaching feedback.
Yeah.
Done.
And the math is, I mean, it's just basically selling one more client, and it pays for itself.
And
right.
Yeah.
It's huge on that standpoint. But like, I want to talk about like what makes it different. So I mean, I know what makes it different because we tried to do, we tried all these zaps and all these hookups, and it still was just a half-ass call scoring software that took. There was a lot of manual things that it still involved.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know from trial and error, but there's other companies out there that may think they have like a call scoring software. Like what makes Objectionly different, better, all those different things.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people in the world of AI and vibe coding is like, oh, I can duct tape a little stuff together internally, and you know, their team allocates 60 hours to trying to make this thing good, and it still sucks.
Yeah.
So I'd say what makes us different is like fundamentally like, if we were a ChatGPT wrapper, it'd be a hell of an easier life for me, but we're not.
Yeah.
You know, to briefly nerd out on the tech side, like every time a deal is closed or an appointment is set, like the goal of the call happens, that reinforces learning in the AI to essentially use machine learning to where it's like, if this good thing happens, that's now built into the memory of like, this is what success should look like.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, it's like, it now
This
learns
is what
from
it
that.
shouldn't look like.
If you throw a one-off thing in a ChatGPT of like, here's a little transcript of a call, here's a little prompt, like, why did this deal close? It's like hiring a new employee, and it's day one every single time you talk to it. This like learns and improves or unlearns bad things, and then the coaching feedback comes from successful deals. So that's the core, you know, very simplistic.
And the amount of calls it's already processed is what, north of 400,000?
Yeah, I mean, we are doing about 10, 15,000 calls a day. So it changes every single day, but probably 700,000, 600,000 at this point.
Yeah, okay. So
predominantly insurance sales calls too, which is great.
Yeah, so there's two verticals you're focusing in. One is Medicare-focused insurance sales, and then mortgage. Mortgage sales, right?
Yeah, really anyone selling loans, whether it's B2B or B2C, mortgages.
And like, I assume this is because of your past. I mean, this literally replaces what you did, what you got paid a lot of money to do, right? So you replaced yourself when you were making 50 G's a month with the software, right? And that's literally what this does is, I mean, it's either gonna make your sales leaders better, or like the old rule of thumb, like we always tell people you shouldn't have more than 4 or 5 direct reports. I mean, theoretically, this allows you to expand your direct reports, have less team leaders, right? Or just bring on more salespeople in general because you can onboard them, train them, develop them faster with instant role playing, instant AI, all these different things.
We just onboarded a Medicare agency out of Miami. And he's like, we're hiring 4 sales managers and 2 compliance officers right now. He's like, you're telling me I have 5 sales leaders now. We have about 10 agents, you know, per manager. You're telling me if I can have one manager manage 20 instead of 10, I don't even need these 4 sales managers. I was like, yeah. So congrats on your saved $500,000 a year. Congrats.
I mean, that's the truth of it. I mean, that's $500,000 in overhead. And man, I just think all the wasted hours we had there and how much it brings it back. And just there's a big difference between having elite systems and processes and having okay ones. And that's what I look for, is how can I get an edge? And that's transparently why I invested it. It's directly in our vertical. I mean, CoachG, we are known for working with teams and building teams. Like, it is exactly what we teach and preach, and allows people to grow faster, more efficiently, and just better overall. So, I mean, for us, it was an easy marriage, and just really excited being behind here. I mean, met with Jack, the CTO. He's here as well. And one thing I like about him is all he thinks about is coding. It's like I just feel like we got like in the military defense over there doing all those different things. So he's super impressive. But talk to me about what's next for Objectionly. Obviously, we're a big player in the distribution space, so we're gonna be able to expose Objectionly. And I think it's really important that I make it clear, like, we don't ever promote anything we don't use actively. Like, the only reason this partnership happened is because we believe in it and use it, and it's improved our revenue and processes and systems and given us an edge. It allows us to have numbers that no one else has, right? So that's why I said, hey, I want to jump on board, because I believe I can bring this to the industry and our constituents, and it's going to make everybody better. Right? But like, what's next walk us through the next 6 to 12 months for Objectionly? What's that look like?
it's really just going deeper and deeper in the insurance vertical. Any insurance company, Medicare insurance company that works with us is absolutely obsessed with us. They love the product. So it's like, how can we solve more problems for Medicare sales teams and Medicare businesses? And really what we've seen is, okay, we can save time on call review. Great. We will continue to be world-class at that. Now it's like, okay, when we're onboarding sales reps, it's like, how do we get them better faster? When our teams aren't closing at the level they should, how do we get them better faster? AI role play solves that problem. So, that is new and going to continue to be more and more world-class. There's other problems like compliance on our agents being compliant, or we're going to have CMS fines hitting us real quick. We're going to have any stuff we got to worry about over there. So it's tackling compliance, making AI role play world-class. And just from there, it's just focusing on our customers. Like they ask, they say like, if they build it, they'll come, ask us, please ask us what you want and we will build it. So we just continue to be world-class customer support with our customers, listen to them, build what they want, make sure they're taken care of, and just grow and expand and work with more and more insurance companies.
And that's what's exciting. We're on the front lines, really a voice for a lot of Medicare insurance agencies out there, and we're actively talking about it. That's your first question is, what products should we be thinking about developing? Like what enhancements should we be thinking about developing? And that's something that we're going to be able to have a huge handprint in is just, hey, this is what we need in this space more than anything. And what I'm really excited about is like the CoachG side. We're going to have the CoachG framework available for our partners and members. So it's like we've already got the frameworks and teachings for you. It's like, here's exactly what we use to train our reps. Here's exactly what we do to drive $1,500 per Medicare client. And then I'm really excited to put an annuity framework together too, which will be freaking awesome.
We'll get it done today.
Yeah, I love it. But I like anything else you want to say about Objectionly real quick? I have some kind of finishing questions, but anything else you want to tie off there?
Yeah, I mean, just to talk about the partnership, like I'm very careful about who we bring in as an investor, who we bring in as a partner. Like really, it's an extension of our brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, Chase is a world-class dude. He has high standards. I've met all of your leadership team, obviously yourself. And you guys just have world-class standards. You have one of the best, best brand sales teams that we've, encountered out of all of our Objectionly clients. And, I know sales. My CTO and technical co-founder knows code. The insurance world better than anybody. So we're like, we need somebody that knows this space like the back of their hand, that can be a voice for us, help us understand this industry deeper, and just continue to serve these customers at like the highest ability possible. And it just made sense to work together. So.
Love it. I mean, I look back, and our audience that's watched us over the last couple of years, this podcast is the biggest moments that we've ever had, the biggest growth, like the biggest, like it's like, man, that was a big leap. Like you go back, it was because of a person. It's because of a key partnership, right? It's never because I just worked my ass off. It's because I found a way to cheat, and I found a key process or partnership person that took me to a next level, and I got to leapfrog a couple things. And I believe this is the kind of partnership that does exactly that for both sides. And totally. I mean, it allows us to provide a huge resource that I think solves a huge problem in the people that we directly work with. So I'm super pumped about it. It's gonna be fun. Let's make a billy together.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
We call this the fire round. I'm gonna finish this up.
Let's do it.
So what the heck makes you wake up and say, I want to build $1 billion company? Like why are you doing this?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why play small? Like, there's nothing fun about building small shit. Like, I want to build something that's just.
Do you feel like you're trying to prove yourself to anybody or anything? Or?
Yeah, I don't really think it's that. I just, I have people in my world that I consider, best friends and very close friends of mine that run billion-dollar operations. And they're
that's
like.
So key. That's just, you're going to do it if you're around those people.
It's harder to run a small thing than a big thing. Like, when you have all the resources in the world and all the money, you can attract better people because you're working on a bigger thing. Like, no one wants to go build small shit. They want to build massive
I always say, when you take yourself serious, everybody else does. We have some of the most high-performing agents in the industry. Like, our numbers are stupid. Why is that? Because we provide the absolute best of everything. Like, people want to work for the best. Like, skill attracts skill, right? There's a reason we're working together, because you're skilled, I'm skilled, I think I am, right? We recognize that in each other, and that attracts. People are always going to be attracted to skilled people. Skilled is always going to be attracted to skilled. And I'm always going to be repelled by people that are doing small things or not playing at a big level or just lazy, right? Or underperforming. So I think that's a critical key point there. Any podcasts, books, anything like that you consume on the daily that makes you who you are, that you believe in, that people speak to the entrepreneurs out there. Like, what should they be doing? What should they be reading and listening to and doing? Yeah.
I mean, I got a bookshelf with about 200-300 books on it. I'm always ripping through different books. It just kind of depends, like what's the problem, what's the focus currently.
Yeah.
I got tons of book on, fundraising and equity structures and all that nerdy jazz that's incredibly important. Tons of leadership stuff, tons of marketing and sales books, tons of mindset and just, thinking big, type of stuff that I've digested. I listen to a ton of podcasts, 20 VC I listen to quite a bit. It's all about, software companies and companies getting acquired and what Anthropic's got going on. And then My First Million, love that podcast too. Sean and them over there are phenomenal. So love that podcast too.
What about advice for just entrepreneurs out there? Like what is your biggest piece of advice to like just making your first 100 or first 7 figures? Like what advice would you give to people out there?
I mean, first 100 grand, go sell.
Yeah.
Like that's, I got my little brother, 17 years old. I'm like, dude, go get a sales job.
Yeah.
He just started his first day at a bank a couple days ago, and he's about to be, once he gets the license, all that jazz, he'll be slinging mortgages or loans or something like that. So get a sales job. That's the easiest path to your first.
Where's he at? Carlinville?
Carlinville. Yeah.
Tell him to go to the GHW office.
I know.
Springfield, baby. Let's go.
I could convince him of that.
Dude, he would love that place. That is the Wolf of Wall Street of insurance up there. He would absolutely love it. That team is a freaking rock star team.
He's a world-class communicator too.
Oh, he would thrive up there. It is a bullpen of just people doing things at a high level.
He's a beast. So first 6 figures, get a sales role, sell anything, whatever you're passionate about, go sell it. Don't be a dumbass with your money. Go put that 6 figures in the bank.
Go buy Jack's Pizza.
Jack's
This is a Jack's Pizza commercial.
Bulletproof coffee.
Yeah.
$2 a pop, at least in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah.
Eat like shit and stack cash, right? That's my message to the world.
That's your message.
Beyond that, you get your first 6 figures, make it your million. You're gonna have to be a business owner for the most part. There's, a couple high leverage roles that you can make that happen. And then I'd say for the business owners out there, I had the idea for Objectionly in the back of my head for 3 years, long time. And there's a saying, every entrepreneur and every business owner runs 2 businesses, the one that they run and the one that's in their head.
Yeah.
And the second you kill the one that you run and run the one that's in your head, you'll be wildly successful and actually reach your potential.
Well, I like that.
Yeah. And I'm always against shiny object syndrome, like focus, but there's a point of diminishing returns when you got to do the next thing. The founder of Snapchat, he was running this little like college recruiting pair roommates thing. He's doing it for 3 years and he was like grinding at it, couldn't make it happen. And him and his co-founder were like, what about this? I forgot the first name of it, but he's like, what if we like did the Snapchat thing? I got so stupid. It's like video sharing. No one does share videos. They text. And that's now Snapchat. If he was still grinding away, pairing little college roommates together, we'd never know. We wouldn't be talking about it right now.
It's wild.
Yeah.
What about mentors? Is there any specific mentors you have?
Yeah. I mean, the guy from my hometown that's worth a good old chunk of change. One of the
chiropractor?
Yeah. He's far more than a chiropractor now, but owns a ton of chiropractic clinics, brain trauma clinics.
He's just your mentor. You can't say his name?
David Walton. Yeah.
David Walton. Okay.
He's an animal. He's a total beast. He's
awesome.
Game changer for me. And
hopefully he gets to watch this.
Yeah. I'll send it to him.
Yeah, good.
But he's wildly beneficial in my life. I mean, paid to see Alex Hormozy. I've probably spent a good $200,000 on different masterminds, courses, coaches, mentorships. Like,
I mean, that's a common denominator with people that I've worked with doing something big. They invested a lot of money into coaching, consulting, and mentorship.
Oh yeah.
And it pays off dramatically. So like, there's a big difference from people that are like, I ain't doing that. That's a scam, whatever. And the people that did it, I mean, they're sitting in a different place. So there's no doubt. I mean, there's a ROI when you're working with the right people.
I wanted to learn hiring and ops, paid someone $20,000 for that. I wanted to learn marketing, paid a lot of money to that. A whole lot of money to that. Marketers are great at marketing, so I find them really easy. I mean, every skill I lack, I just aggressively attack it with. I find the most intelligent people and I force them to accept my money and teach me everything they know. Like that's how I do everything.
Yeah, I mean, I literally reached out to the preacher here that runs the biggest kind of mega church here in town, and I said, hey, I've got a coach for everything. Like, I don't know why I'm not being coached in my faith. I want to work with the best.
It's awesome.
So I reached right out to him, and he called me up. He's like, I've never had an email like that. He's like, I don't know if you would actually like shadowing me. He's like, I think my day's kind of boring. I'm like, well, we'll figure it out. I want to see how you prepare.
Sure.
So, but that's the importance, is working with the best. You know what I'm saying? Like the absolute best specialist at what they do. And that'll take you to a whole new level. Any specific advice? Like if you just had one piece of advice, what's the best piece of advice you ever gotten? Doesn't have to be around business, it can be anything.
Yeah. I mean, just never stop being a student.
Yeah.
Like always assume that you are the dumbest person in the room, even if you hate somebody, there's like something that you can always learn from everyone. And don't ever write anyone off. Like, you know, there's nothing more valuable in the world than reputation. Like, there's nothing more valuable than what two people say about you when you're not in the room. And it's best that that's an asset, not a liability. So,
yep. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. What are you most proud? Last question here. What are you most proud of?
I'd say I'm most proud of my reputation,
yeah.
honestly. Like, I can call up anyone that they owe me a favor because I always give more than I take. And just having that positive snowball effect of someone mentions this Garrett guy and it's like, Travis says, oh, this Garrett guy is great. You know, he's building this cool thing. He's smart. He did this thing for me. And now we're sitting here. You know what I mean? Like, that's been the driving force of everything. So shout out to small towns.
Yeah, yeah.
Pays off.
Small town famous, baby. Well, you got a wedding coming up August 8th, also my birthday, so you can send wedding gifts and birthday gifts to Garrett and I.
So it's Chase Day?
Yeah, exactly. But big plans coming up. Where you get married at?
Northern suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
So be a big old
200 people?
Mexican-American wedding. Yeah.
Good. Big size wedding.
Awesome.
Where's the honeymoon at?
It'd be in Mexico.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, this has been great, man. I'm excited about the partnership. I'm excited to just look back at this maybe 5, 6, whatever years it is from now, but look back at this and just see that was the start of it, and just we're honored to be a part of it, and we're here for the long haul. So
You're a beast.
appreciate you, brother.
Yes,
It's been
sir.
a great one. We'll see you on the next one.